Hi Flosstube, this is Jamie, Stitching and Wishing. Welcome back to my channel. It is Saturday, July 16th, 2022, and it seems like a good day to come on for a quick update. This is the little dog. She's a little bit needy today, but we're gonna see if we can put her down. Oh, you're okay. Go over there. Charlie, my other dog, is in here and he freaks her out a little bit. So I don't know why. He's just laying here, but she doesn't like to get too close to him. So that's that. So let's see. It's been about a month since my last video. I don't have any big updates. Right before my last video, I was getting ready to go to StitchCon. I did go to StitchCon Weekend B. It was a wonderful time. I'm going to show you my haul and some of the stuff that I got at StitchCon today, do a little recap, but that's not really spend too much time on it because I think there's plenty of other recap videos. And honestly, I didn't take very many pictures or anything while I was there. I am one of the unfortunate people that came home from StitchCon with COVID. So I got home Sunday night. Monday I went to the office, and when I left the office Monday, I kind of felt like I was getting a little bit scratchy throat. And so Tuesday morning I woke up and was feeling a little bit rougher, and so I tested, and of course tested positive. Luckily I'm vaccinated and boosted, so I never got real sick. It was mostly just a head cold, but I was tired. It made me so tired. So I was home from work for 2 weeks. I am lucky enough that I can work from home. So I worked from home and just kind of hung out around the house and let myself sleep. I mean, it was one of those, it was strange that, you know, it makes it so I had a hard time getting up in the morning, and then by about 11:30 I was ready for a nap. And there were several days when I just let myself have that and let my body recover. But I am fully over it now, I believe. I still had a little bit of a cough last week, but I think that's gone. So all good, and fingers crossed I can avoid it for at least the near future. I'm gonna be one of those, like some of the other people have mentioned. I knew going into StitchCon that there was a risk. I didn't take any precautions. I didn't wear a mask. I was hugging people and shaking hands and not real worried about it while I was there. So I think it's just a risk we take, and we just have to learn to live with it, I guess. Hopefully everyone else who went to StitchCon and ended up with it has been able to recover, and we'll move on. So other than that, I have just been working and at home. I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple weeks. My husband has unexpectedly gotten 3 weeks of his vacation that he has to use right now. So I don't know if we're going to try to go somewhere one weekend or what we're going to try to do. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of vacation, and I'm pretty busy at work, so I can't just take a bunch of time off, but I maybe can take a couple days and we can go do something for a weekend. So we'll see. I'll update you with whatever we do in my next video. Now, you want to see some stitching? So since I was sick, I really don't feel like I stitched a lot during that time, but I have quite a pile here of whips and 3 finishes. So on the way to StitchCon, I flew in on a Wednesday, and then just, I got there pretty early, like right around noon, if not a little earlier on Wednesday. I couldn't check into my hotel, so I actually ended up going to a movie. I went and saw the new Downton Abbey movie, and then I just kind of found a cool spot and stitched for a little while, and I managed to finish. Of course, I don't have anything to put behind it. This is from Luminous Fiber Arts. It's called the Stitcher. This is stitched on the called for linen, which is, it's a 32 count. It's Luminous Fiber Arts fabric. I bought the kit from her, so it's her linen and then the thread, which is a Gloriana silk. I want to say cranberry. I bought the buttons for this because in the model, she's got just some pearl covered buttons that she's put on here, and it's real cute. And I bought some buttons, but I don't know where they are. So, and I think I know how I want to finish this. It's just a matter of getting the supplies and getting that done. While I was at StitchCon, I think in my last video I showed you a bunch of the projects that I was planning on taking, and I took them, and then while I was at StitchCon, I stitched on one thing, but I actually got quite a bit done and was able to ring the bell. I finished the Lindy Stitches Marvelous World Stitch Along. So this was her stitch along for this year. It wasn't a secret. She showed you the pattern beforehand. And then she just released it as 4 different parts. And you can get this now from Lindy Stitches as the full pattern on her website. I have extra fabric here and it's sorry. But it's super cute. I stitched this on the called for linen. It's a 32 count Seraphim Fabrics. I want to say sea spray with all the called for threads. There's some over dyes and some DMC. I ordered the kit directly from Lindy Stitches. And that's what I stitched on the whole weekend at StitchCon. And on Saturday night, right as they were closing up, everybody was packing up and getting ready to leave, I ran up and rang the bell really quick. I don't know if everybody heard it because it was literally the end of the night and things were a little bit chaotic in there, but like while they were doing, there was an auction and stuff the last night, and while they were doing that, I was putting the last stitches into that. So I'm very happy to have it done. I love it. I had intended to come home that week after StitchCon and go shopping and try to find a frame for it, but obviously I haven't made it to the store to do that yet. So I do plan on framing it. I will frame it myself because I frame everything myself, and I'll finish it that way. And my last finish was my monthly series that I'm doing from Crochet to Go-Go. This is July. The little goose. Isn't it cute? I love these. So like all the rest, I've just finished it as a little pillow, backed with some gingham fabric that I got from Primrose Cottage Quilts, and some Lady Dots Eyelash Chanel on the outside. So I used a green one for this. I feel like my colors aren't showing up very good. Always weird lighting when I do these videos. But I have one more in this pack. So that's July and August will be the next one. I don't know if that's focusing. And then I do have the next set of patterns. She has released the next 4. Can you believe there's only 5 months of it left in this year? Is that great? Wow. But I have started working on August. Needle in here. It's in the Q-snap, but here's where I am on August. So I've got the little koala bear in there. Still quite a bit to do on this, but they go pretty quick. Today's the 16th, so sometime in the next couple weeks I'll push through and have that done. So far I've managed to get them all done before the 1st of the month, so I'm stitching August, so by the 1st of August I plan to have that done. You know, there's always a possibility something will happen, but as of right now, that's the plan. So those are my finishes. Pretty happy with them. Obviously, I always wish there was more, but 3 finishes in a month is not shabby, and I will take it. Okay, now on to whips. My next whip is from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. This is her Touch of Magic style. Obviously, she's got it all blocked out because it's a stitch along. In my last video, I showed you that I had finished part 1. Part 2 was released the end of June, and I'm all caught up. So this is part 1 and part 2. Part 1 was just the trick or treat with a little spider, and then part 2 was all the rest of this, which was that cat, which took me forever. Her colors and her words, I love these patterns. So I think part 3 releases like, I want to say the 23rd or 25th of this month. So, and then you have basically a solid month to finish them. And it's really not that hard to stitch. So if you want to jump in and join that sal and work on those patterns, I think you could catch up pretty quickly. So, and it's fun and it's adorable. I of course ordered the whole kit from Caterpillar Cross Stitch. So this is a 32 count gray Swigart linen with DMC. I ordered the DMC floss pack from Caterpillar Cross Stitch and the cute little kitty needle minder. But I believe she still has those kits available. They do come from the UK, but they ship pretty quickly. So if you're interested. Okay, the rest of the whips. I haven't made a whole lot of progress on them, but I have touched them in the last month. So I'll go ahead and show them to you. Little House Needleworks, Main Street Station. This is where I am on this one. Not a lot of progress, but I think since my last video I started to go out this way. I still need to finish filling in the building, but I wanted to outline the train and get that part kind of going on this. So I'm stitching this on a 28 count dwarf from Picture This Plus. It's a well, you can see the sparkle, I think. So it's an opalescent fabric, but it's cute, and eventually I will get back to it. I did do a little bit of stitching on this one, but it doesn't really show much. This is from Lindy Stitches. This is the black-bellied whistling ducks. And here is where I am. I don't know that I've made a whole lot of progress on this since my last video, but I've got the ducks outlined and just need to keep filling them in. And then there's a dock down here and then some other little things. I just need to get it done because I think she's released 7 of those patterns. So that's only the second one. So I have 5 others that I'd like to get to at some point. So we'll see. Next I have Summer and Winter from the Prairie Schooler. I was working on July. This is another one I don't know that I've made a whole lot of progress on. But there's the eagle. Just need to keep filling him in. Just a lot of blocky colors. And finally, I don't have a picture for this one, but it's another stitch along. This one's from Luminous Fiber Arts. It's her Sneaky Spooky Spells stitch along, her Halloween stitch along for this year. So this is part 1. It's going to be a black cat here. The pumpkin needs to be filled in, and then there's a little mouse here. And then part 2 was just released last week, and it's a ghost with, I think, another pumpkin. So I'm stitching this on 32 count opalescent from Luminous Fiber Arts with all the called for threads. So I ordered the pattern, the fabric, and the overdyed flosses from her, and then there's some DMC also being used in there. So I need to catch up with that, which I think might be what I stitch on today. I don't have a lot of time today. I have some plans this evening, so we'll see what I get done. And I need to actually do a little work tomorrow. Unfortunately, I fell a little bit behind. So I need to use my weekend to do some catch up on some work stuff. My last WIP, I really wanted to do some Christmas in July stitching. I don't think anything except maybe Main Street Station could be Christmassy. So I pulled out my Little House Needleworks Farmhouse Christmas. I'm sorry, it's wrinkled. I decided last month that I'm going to work on this every Sunday, even if it's just for a couple of hours. And since I decided that, I managed to finish the 5th block, which is the quilt, and started the 6th block. Folded a little bit too much, huh? I have a lot of extra fabric. I really need to cut this. But here it is. So tomorrow's Sunday, so I do plan on getting a little bit of stitching done on this. My goal for tomorrow is to try to finish up the 6th block, which will be this. I think really all I have left is the trees. Maybe a couple other little things, but I think it's just the trees is really all I have left of that block. And then I think, depending on how much time I actually have to stitch tomorrow, I'd like to finish that block and then finish bringing the border. I need to finish the border up here and finish bringing it down the side. Oh, looks, I didn't finish this side either. So the border for this is, I believe it was designed by Vanna from the Twisted Stitcher. And I can't remember if it's available on the Little House Needleworks website or from Vanna, like on her Twisted Stitcher website. But it's available out there. It's a free, she gave it to us for free because Vanna's wonderful like that. She's also made a border for the Fall on the Farm from Little House Needleworks. So I've been collecting those patterns, and as soon as I finish Christmas, I would like to stitch fall. I think I have it all ready to go. I think I have fabric and everything for that. So I might just make Sundays my Little House Needlework day for the foreseeable future. Okay, those were all my WIPs. Now I'm going to show you all the stuff that I came home from StitchCon with, because it has just been sitting over here and I would like to put it away. All right, first of all, floss drops. So I showed you my floss drops in my last video. I did give those out and I received a ton of stuff in return. So this container is completely full of floss drops, needle minders, scissor fobs. These are some little waxers that Jen, who was sitting at my table, made. Needle minders, Garon stitchery, little scissor holder. All these. I'm not going to go through all of them, but there is a ton of stuff in here. And so I need to sort through it and start using it. A couple things to pull out from there. I ended up getting 2 pairs of these really cute earrings. Sorry, I'm trying to get it out of the package. These are some scissors. The little stork scissors. And these are from Crafty Kara's Creations. She makes these, and I think she does have an Etsy store, Crafty Kara Creates. So I will try to link that below if you want to go look. I want to go check it out and see what other earrings she might have for sale, but they're really cute. So we'll wear those eventually. One of the other ladies at my table, Miss Lynn, made these really cute spools. So it's just fabric that she put on these little spools. She made a little tag that says StitchCon, some little scissors. It's a little Christmas tree ornament. Super cute. And then Kelly, who ended up being my roommate for the weekend, stitched me up this cute little banana ornament. So it's really cute. And I really enjoy it. And so those will all be hanging on my tree this year. Well, the earrings I will be wearing. But and then the exchange. There was a smalls exchange that I participated in. I showed you in my last video what I had made for that. And I received from Amy Bixler, first of all, this adorable tote bag is how she had it all packaged with the dandelions on it. And then everything in here had like a dandelion theme to it. So this cute little thread keep. Allegro stitches. Looks like I don't think that's her, but and then some pretty what do you call these? Like the Light Effects DMC. A needle minder, and the thread keeps, which are also needle minders. And then the Zappy Dots needle holder and needle minder. So all of that was just the extra stuff. And then her stitching, I actually got 2 things. This little dandelion jars. Aren't those cute? And of course she's got them filled with candy, which I haven't even opened yet. So I think M&Ms and some jelly beans. But how cute are those? I love this. So I'm so happy that this bag was still sitting up there when it was my turn to go grab an exchange gift, and it was too much, really. I mean, just the stitching would have been wonderful, but then all these extra things just put it over the top. So well done, Amy, and thank you so much. I love it. Now I have haul, and I have a lot of haul, because I think I mentioned in my last video that, oh, I'm not gonna buy much because I don't need anything. Yeah. Then you get to StitchCon, and there's models everywhere. So first of all, there's the annex, which is like the extra shopping area attached to StitchCon, where a bunch of designers come in and set up all their models and sell their patterns. They're all beautiful. And every single one of them, like, you just walk through there and you want to stitch everything. And then they have the exchange table. So you're seeing what everybody's making for these exchange pieces, and they're all fabulous. And you want to stitch all those. And then there's the brag table, which has so much good stuff on it. And people do some beautiful work. And it's overwhelming a little bit, but it's also super inspiring, because everything there, even like the big Nora Corbett's and the big, what do you call them? The full coverage pieces that I'm never going to stitch, but goodness, are they beautiful. And does it make you want to stitch one? Yes. So that's all rough. And then you go to Keepsakes, which, if you've ever been to Keepsakes, you know is just literally covered with model stitches. There are walls. You walk up the stairs and the walls are just covered with models, and you've every little room and every little nook and cranny, you'll find something different. And it's a super big inspiration, and it makes me glad StitchCon's only once a year. I do fully intend, if I can get in, to go again next year. So I forget when. I think it's in the end of July they're gonna announce when they're gonna open that back up. So I highly recommend going. Even if, I mean, I'm a huge introvert, and so walking in the doors of StitchCon is nerve-wracking. Finding a table to sit at is nerve-wracking. But once you sit down, I know everybody says this, but it's 100% true. Once you sit down, whoever is sitting at that table with you is going to talk to you. You're going to have a wonderful conversation. You're going to laugh, and you're going to learn all about new people and what they're stitching. I mean, people are doing some amazing work. And get up and walk around the room, and at any table you can stop, and your question is really simple. Hey, what are you working on? What are you stitching? And right there, it's a conversation starter, and it always ends up being a fabulous conversation no matter where you stop in that room. And everybody's doing such beautiful things. And then even in the annex, I was standing in the line to get some fabric cut and making conversation with those people that are standing with you, and you know, they're enabling you or you're enabling them, and it's just a fun time. And then one of the ladies that was sitting at my table, I think it was Friday afternoon, the room was a little bit quieter. I think people had either gone to dinner or something, but as they started to come back in, the noise level in the room goes up a little bit. But it's just, you feel the good energy. Like, just being in that room, it's just good energy. And even if you just sit there and just absorb that, you can't help but put a smile on your face. So that's my little StitchCon go. I guarantee you'll have a good time. I will guarantee it. So let me show you all the stuff I bought. These are the patterns that I bought at StitchCon. This is the fabric I bought at StitchCon. And then just a few extra. Stitch Etc. had a table set up in the annex, and I did buy one of their boards. Look at what I just found. Here's the buttons for my luminous fiber arts that I've been looking for. And my StitchCon tote, of course. The little passport book that tells you everything you need to know about the weekend. And then one of their gifts was this little notebook with this fabulous little stylus pin. And of course the tote bag. Really nice tote bag this year. So this fabric, this is 32 or 36 count nonsense. It's a fat eighth from Wonderland High-End Dyed Fabrics. So I believe she's a new fabric designer, and she has a Facebook page that I think is where you can buy her fabric. I will link this below for sure, but she was giving out fat eighths to kind of help promote her business. And it is beautiful. I don't know if that color is showing through, but this is a beautiful blue fabric. Maybe I should open it. Sorry for the crinkling. Maybe I can open it. Sorry, crinkle, crinkle, crinkle. Oh, this is pretty. I'm gonna go order some more of her fabric. Do you see it? It's blue. It's beautiful. So go check her out. I will put a link below. Let's go through some of the other fabric that I got. So Fortnite Fabric was one of the main fabric suppliers in the annex, but there was a bunch of other people there too. There was a lot of fabric this time, and I don't think they sold out of fabric. I feel like there was fabric on that table all weekend, which was kind of nice. But the first piece I bought was, this is a 28 count Atomic Ranch from Fortnite Fabrics. I got a fat eighth, or a fat quarter, I think. It's a pretty navy blue colored. I think that on this one, I want to stitch one of the Stitching with the Housewives Christmas patterns. I'm thinking their Silent Night pattern, if you know what I'm talking about. It'll be really pretty on this one. And then I picked up a piece of Fortnite Fabrics. This is Exceptional. This is a 36 count. Hopefully these colors are showing through. It's like a light greenish blue with a lot of browns. Really pretty. Yeah, it's a 36. I thought it was a 46, but that's a 30. Says 36. But. And then this is a 46 count antique white. I believe it's Fortnite Fabrics too. But it's just a pretty white fabric. And then I picked up a 46 count. This says Extra Design. But it's kind of like a pinkish white with some really pretty modeling on it. I did buy a lot of 46 count. And then this, one of these I bought specifically for one of the patterns. It's either this one or this one. So this is about a half yard of this for some reason. This is a 46 count Magnificent from Fortnite Fabrics. It's a really pretty mottled fabric. I wish my lighting was better so you could really see these, but they're really pretty. And then I was enabled by the sweet lady, I don't remember her name, who was standing in front of me in the line to get her fabric cut. She had this 25 count, this is leaf pile from Forbidden Fiber Company. She convinced me that stitching on 1/1 on 25 count is the way to go. And so this is a beautifully modeled piece of 25 count. And I need to figure out what I'm gonna stitch 1/1 on. I have lots of patterns to choose from, so we'll find something. Okay, now all the patterns. Most of these I bought because the models were either at StitchCon or in the Annex, and they were all fabulous. All right, first up, Pedal Pusher had a trunk show in the Annex, and this was, I feel like it's kind of a new release from her. It's called Ella's Eagle, but this model blew me away, and I had to have this pattern. And then my flight was delayed on the way home, and so I had some extra time at the airport, and so I ordered the supplies for this. This is, I ordered the Dinky Dice Silks, and then this is a 32 count Weeks Dye Works fabric. So I think that'll work really well. It calls for just Blue Spruce by Zagwort, but I don't think I could find this, but I found this Weeks Dye Works, which I think that'll be really pretty. So it's all kitted up. I just need to figure out when I can stitch it. Another person who had a trunk show in the Annex was Primrose Cottage Stitches, and I bought a bunch of their patterns. So here's United We Stand, Land That I Love. I got their Halloween Kisses. $17.76. I got their Christmas Wishes. And their Firework Kisses. So some patriotic ones that I thought I would do this month, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So there's always next year. Heart in Hand had a trunk show, and I got her imprint eagles. We Won Libby, her new Halloween one. So it's Doodles Halloween. It's really cute. I think this was released at StitchCon, but it's available everywhere. I think I saw it on 123 Stitch in their latest newsletter. The Redbird sampler and the Bluebird sampler. I got these because somebody had them on the brag table, and they're beautiful. And I wanted to stitch them. Hands On Design also had a trunk show. I feel like I'm missing one of those patterns. I don't know, it's somewhere. But I got her 4th little box and her Halloween. So these come with the belt. I don't have the pins, but that's okay. And then her, what are these called? Fright This Way? Witch's Pantry and Rhyme Time. So the model that she had there was the one that was stitched on this light colored linen. And I liked it so much better than the black. So when I get around to stitching these, I'm going to do them on a light linen. So 32 count gray is what she used for those, but I know I have something in my stash. So, all right. This was the Sue Hillis Stitch Con release, which is why I bought that paddle from Stitch Etc. because I love the one that was finished on that. So I do want to stitch this. I know there's a stitch along that I think is happening right now, but it's a really cute pattern. Tell 'em Emblem had a trunk show, and I really loved this one. So this Home Sweet Home pattern, she has it in several different colorways. This is the kind of purpley looking one. She says pink. It's Sweet Squares pink. And this one also had the model there. This is a scissor sampler. It's so pretty. I definitely want to get this one stitched up. I need to put it in my do this soon pile. So, and finally, well, no, not finally, I have a few more. Liz Matthews had her trunk show there, and this is the Clara Hansen. It's just stitched with either DMC 502 or needlepoint silk, so it's one color, and it's beautiful. Every piece of it is just beautiful. So, and then when I went to Keepsakes, I picked up from Summer House Stitch Works, Hark Hark Hark. So they had the model of this on the wall, and I don't know that I'd ever seen it before, and I really liked it. It's also just stitched in one color. The model is anyway. And it's beautiful. And then in one of my videos I showed you that I was doing these all through the night snow bowls. I did the dog ones last year. StitchCon, sorry for the glare. They had the snowman ones. So I think this is a full, I'll open it up real quick. Oh, it doesn't have the felt. Okay, so I'll need to order the felt. It's just the printed fabric. Okay, that's fine, but we could get the felt for that and then cut those out. I feel like the dog one was already like pre-cut or something, but that's okay. We'll put those in my to-do pile at some point. And then my last purchase at StitchCon was from Hands to Work. This is Sir Dandy. They had the model, and I fell in love with him. I think I went back and looked at him 3 times before I was like, okay, I'm buying that pattern. Well, then at StitchCon, they did like a special thing this year where the ladies over at Keepsakes would do some shopping for you. You could put an order in and they would do the shopping for you. So, which was fabulous. I mean, you should go to Keepsakes and do your own shopping, but if you want to kit something up, it was a really good option. And so I had them kit up and pull all the silks. I'm going to stitch this on one of those 46 count pieces of fabric that I just showed you, and I want to use the silk. So they had all, but but these 5 colors at StitchCon. So when I was sitting at the airport, I went ahead and ordered the ones that they didn't have at Keepsakes. So it's also kitted up and ready to go, and I want to get working on him. I feel like somebody on Flosstube is doing him as a Sal, but I don't know who. That's all my StitchCon haul. It was a lot. And then I got home and ordered more stuff. Can't help myself. So here's the rest of my haul since StitchCon. So I needed some threads. So I ordered these from Floss and Fabrics on Etsy. And they just happened to have a 32 count piece of Picture This Plus Murky in their shop. So I don't know when I'm going to stitch on this, but Murky is hard to find, and when I saw it, I'm like, I am just going to grab that. So I did. And then I also ordered the Liberty from Little House Needleworks. It comes, oops, show you the pattern. Comes with the silks needed for that one. And I ordered the bear from Cottage Garden Samplings. I know there's an owl too, which I think I've ordered. Pretty sure I've already ordered the owl. So eventually I'm going to sit down and start those patterns. I have them all kitted up. I just need to start them. Next, what came in is my newest Lindy Stitches bird, which is the American, how do you pronounce that? I don't know how to pronounce that word. Avocet? They're cute. It's an adorable pattern. It came with this Threadworks, the brownish color, I think, for their heads. I don't think I've ordered the fabric for this, so I might have to find something in my stash, but I did pick up the DMC. So it's ready to go as soon as I finish those dang ducks and can move on to a new bird. I don't want to start too many at once. I'm trying to finish them all one at a time, but it seems to be taking me forever to get the ducks done. Good. My last piece of haul. I feel like this video is getting a little bit long. This is from the Sampler Stitcher, who is Kathy from Linen and Scraps, who they do a Flosstube channel, and I think I told you in my last video that I love watching them, and they do some really beautiful things. But in their last video, they did a Christmas in July, and they were talking about these scissor holders. And Kathy announced that she was going to sell kits for them. And so I decided to buy one of her kits. It comes with a block with the hole in it, so your scissors will sit in the little block. And then these vintage Santa pictures. So what you end up doing is Mod Podging the Santas onto this little block, and then you can give them some stain or whatever you want to do to the block to give it some vintagey look. And then she provides you with a piece of felt to glue onto the bottom. So you'll have a cute little Santa scissor holder. So that's on my list for the next couple of weeks to get that done. It really shouldn't be that hard, and I have all the supplies for it. I have Mod Podge, I have stain, maybe I should have glue. So I have everything for it. I just need to sit down and get that done. But it's really cute, and definitely check out their videos. Their last video where they show it, and I have no idea if she has any more of those kids left. I think they were a limited number, but certainly go check it out if you want to and message her. Maybe if she gets enough interest, she'll make more of the kits. I don't know. But plus they're just fun. I enjoy their videos a lot. So okay, that's all I have for today. I don't know. You know, I'll just pop up whenever I get enough stuff to show. My goal of today is I think I want to work on my Luminous Fiber Arts Halloween stitches. I only have like maybe an hour or so of free time today, but I'm going to stitch that. And then tomorrow I want to work on Farmhouse Christmas for my Sunday stitching. I need to finish my August block from Crochet to Go-Go and then see where the winds take me. So looking at my StitchCon stuff, maybe a new start. So we'll see, and I should be back in a month or so with another update. Until then, be well and try to, I know, I hate that COVID is still a thing, but be well and try to avoid that stuff. It's nasty, and I know that I'm going to go back to all the precautions that I was taking before StitchCon to not end up with it again. So be safe, and I'll talk to you all soon. Bye.